those again. But you literally just woke up and you're trying to keep your eyes open. Man, that's how I was this morning. I really thought I'd have a great night's sleep because the temperature dropped just before we went to bed, which was fantastic. So I thought we'd have a comfortable night. I'd like sleep like a baby. It'd be awesome. Not so much. Not so much. Yeah, I didn't really want to do any of the things this morning. And you know, another thing I haven't done in forever, but I need to get into. Not, I'd like to do it. It's like, okay, I need to do it. If I like to do it, I need to do it. Is start inking with a brush again. I used to love doing that. People who either like art and or like comic books, if you have read Jeff Smith's Bone, he does amazing line work. And he inks with a brush, and it's gorgeous. And when I was in college, that basically was like, you know, my lofty goal. Like, I wanted to be more like him with his inking. And I have not inked with a brush in forever. I've had such a hard time finding a brush that I can afford that I can keep the tip. Hey, Raven Glover, welcome in. Hi, happy Wednesday. How is your day going so far? In whatever your time zone might be. It's just first thing in the morning here. Not first thing, it's 8:30 basically. I know that some people out there have basically went through their whole Wednesday already. You never want to do any of the things at the moment? Oh, in the AM. I thought like in the AM. You never want to do any of the things. I used to be like such a morning person, and I'm still more of a morning person than a lot of people I know. But like I would literally I'd wake up at 5 a.m., spring out of bed, like go for a run immediately before breakfast or anything. So I'd like, you know, get 3 miles out and then come back, like eat breakfast, and then just start inking, drawing, whatever I was doing at the time. Don't like mornings anymore. No, I think it was after I had my child, because then mornings are just, I need this and I want that. And I'm just like, leave me alone. I want to hide. So I think that's my problem with mornings now. And it's getting better as she gets older. But Raven, you have just done all the things in the morning. Now it's time to have an afternoon rest. Good. I'm glad you had a productive morning. It feels good for the rest of the day. If you can accomplish things in the morning, you can cross that off the list, and yeah, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna chill for a while. I just gotta feel good. Children do ruin mornings. Yeah, they kind of do. I love her, but yeah, they do. And she gets up earlier than I get up, so she'll wake me up before I'm ready to get up, and then wants all of the things. So, oh, you got. Oh yes, please look it up, Mia Moore. Bone by Jeff Smith. Pretty sure it's just Jeff Smith. It's been a long time since I've looked into any of that. And all of my comic book boxes are in another room. I have, as far as comic book collectors go, like I haven't collected comic books in a long time because collecting comic books takes money. And like I've just had to spend money on so many other things. And then I started collecting yarn, and that's kind of, you know, it's hard to pay money for all the yarn that I live among and collect other things. One of the other things that I still am getting as far as comic books, every birthday and Christmas, my sister has got me a one of the trade paperback graphic novels. So it's like the compilation with like 3 volumes in one book of Lock and Key, which is by Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son, and I love his books. I like the story of Lock and Key. I really, really do. I have a hard time reading it because the artwork is very, the style of the artwork is like very like rough and emotive. like, rather than being like, oh, nice line work and beautiful art, it is very, I can't think of, I don't want to be like, ew, it's not good art, but it's like a certain style, and they're using it for a reason, and I get that. It's the same with Walking Dead. They're using a very rough style, and they have a good reason to be using that style for the Walking Dead comic book. So, but I still have a hard time reading sometimes if the art really clashes with what I like to see in books for art. Oh, goodness, Stephen Angelico, thank you for the raid. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Beep boop, raid in progress. Hasn't that been made into a series or something? I don't know. Walking Dead. Man, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure it'd be a killer TV show. They should try that. But hi, welcome in. Let me do a shout out, and I hope my clips are working, because everything was kind of being a butt this morning. So thank you, Stephen Angelico. Let me know if I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, always correct me and let me know, because I'd rather get the name right. But what were you working on, or what were you doing today, and how was your stream? How did it go?
Hey, Fernand. My eyes are up here.
I'm looking at your spear. It's magnificent, but how does it work?
Stick the pointy end
Steven,
into the machine.
Yes, but how does it turn foe into friend?
It's simple, really.
Yes?
You wouldn't understand.
There's so many good games. Oh, it is a clip from the current game. Cool. Yeah, there have been so many games that have come out that I want to play, and I haven't gamed in so long, and like I don't even know where I'd start at this point. But yeah, thank you for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. I hope you did good quests in your game from last week. All right. Oh, Lock and Key, like the show. Yes, Netflix has made a show out of it, and I believe it's a 3-season show on Netflix, and it is wrapped up. I believe it's all wrapped up now. But it was originally a graphic novel by Joe Hill. Steven, you do alternating gaming and creative streams. Oh, what creative endeavors do you embark on? I like to hear about the projects. What projects have you been working on? Have you done anything super fun lately? And also anyone who has not watched my stream before, usually I am crocheting amigurumi. I also do knitting. I don't do much of that on stream, but I currently have 2 deadlines next week. One is this thing here, and this is going to be a base card for a collectible sketch card set that I'm working on. So the theme is Halloween. It's all going to be ink work, so ink lines, ink wash, and so I've got this for a base card. They're going to print multiple copies of it to include in collectible sets, and then I also have sketch cards that are originals. So I have 10 of these, so I'll send back the originals of these 10. I only send in a scan of this for them to print. So, and I've been doing sketch cards for 12 years. 12 years now. I started in 2010. Stephen, in this slot, I am currently playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and in your creative streams, you do programming and electronics. What kind of programming do you like to write? I know nothing about programming, but like I'm very interested. Like I obviously do computer things, like use computers for things, but I don't know about the inner workings. But I am always very interested to hear about the cool stuff that I don't understand. So if you want to talk more about what you do, I'd love to hear it. But also, if you've just finished up a stream and you need to go and like get the food or, do potty breaks, like take care of yourself. But yeah, if you have time to hang out and talk about what you like to do, I'd love to hear it. So far, I so far only work in Python, and the programming works hand in hand with the electronics. I don't even remember what I drew here. It's kind of like scarab, but I can't really pick the lines out because I drew a different scarab under this scarab. It looks like a little scarab butt. layers of scarab tissue over an old wound. Basically, yeah, I think I kind of sketched some kind of like generic scarab in, and then I started looking up some scarab amulets, and it was like, oh, that looks so much cooler, and drew that over the thing that I had previously sketched. So yes, scarab tissue over an old wound. That's a good one. Let's see. I actually can picture what I was looking at last night when I sketched this out. So I just need to do a bit of this and that. Ooh, and speaking of insects or drawing on insects or whatevs, I brought that little caterpillar that I brought in on Monday's stream. I brought in the one caterpillar and I brought in the butterfly, my daughter and I did. The butterfly that had just come out of its chrysalis, which was super cool. And I wanted to show you in a little bit how much that caterpillar has grown because he went through another shed. He was in his very last instar. And the next step for him in maybe about 2 days, I can't remember how long it is after their last shed, maybe about 2 days, he's going to start thinking about making his chrysalis. He'll be in his chrysalis for about about 8 days to 2 weeks. Everyone's a little bit different. And I think ambient temperature also plays a role in how long, but I can't remember in what way. So I brought him. I'll drag him out in a little bit. This poor guy. He's been ogled at so much. Your project is a stream remote control slider. It has a motorized slider, the type used in a digital sound mixer. Okay, and it's connected to a Raspberry Pi. Oh, no Raspberry Pi. Sounds delicious, but I know it's not. But Raspberry Pi. It interfaces with stuff on your PC, like OBS, VLC, browser media, and webcams. Nice. Yeah, I've seen people with their, basically their, can't remember what it's called, but, you know, the board with like a few different buttons on it to work their stream sounds and settings and scenes. But a slider sounds really cool. Yeah, Stream Deck. Thank you. I don't have one. I have a camera and a desk. Yeah, one day maybe we'll try to do fancy things. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a fancy kind of person. So I think that's something I'd have to, basically, if I had extra money, I'd have to pay someone to set up for me. In this context, a Raspberry Pi is a mini computer that is also a mini controller. Oh. Neat. That is really cool. Stream Deck is more about individual buttons. Steven's project is an analog slider, but both are designed to give you more control over your stream. Sweet. That is neat. I'm going to have to check if you have VODs. I have to go back and like check and see what you're working on. That sounds really cool. This is like one of the worst parts of inking the ladies. I always get really nervous. I'm going to mess up the shape of this particular piece of anatomy, and then everything's just going to look weird. There's so much you can mess up by making this look weird. Guess that worked okay. I can probably get rid of the collarbone that I accidentally inked through the fabric with my white gel pen. We'll see how that works. I might also be able to disappear it with the ink wash that I'm doing. Sometimes you can like fudge things around a little bit. It's really handy to be able to push a slider to adjust volume. Oh yeah, that'd be perfect. Or camera focus for macro shots. That'd be nice too, yeah. Yeah, that'd be great to have a slider for. Nice. My least favorite part here is all the bandages. Somehow, when I signed up for the mummy base card, I was like, yeah, 1,000,000 bandages, that'll be fine, you know, whatever. 1,000,000 bandages, whatevs. Now I have to draw the 1,000,000 bandages. Actually, I'm still going back and forth. I'd almost like to like put in like runes or, you know, like mini hieroglyph stuff on some of the bandages, because in certain layers of the bandages on mummies, they would put spells. And I would really love to do that, but one, I'm not sure how well that will shrink down, because this is going to be shrunk down to a 2.5 by 3.5 inch card size, which I have basically here. Like, here's another example. Here's one that I made, obviously full color, not ink wash, black and white stuff, but this was created at the 5 by 7 size that I'm working at now, and I send in the scan. The company prints multiple copies on this 2.5 by 3.5 size card, and that's what we end up with. I'm really happy with how this one turned out, and I still have to list it for sale, the original. Since you only send in the scan to the company, then you get to sell the original, the 5 by 7 piece I was talking about, for whatever price you can get. So, like, if you're really collectible and people are looking for your stuff, you can usually get a slightly higher price than if you're not as collectible. So I don't know what I am right now. I used to be somewhat collectible, but I have not done a lot in sketch cards in a while. So I really have no idea if people are actually looking for my stuff anymore, or if they've kind of figured that I've moved out of sketch cards. So we're gonna find out. Also gotta work in an hour, so you're gonna leave a tab up. Thank you so much. Thank you for your lurk. And thanks for coming in and helping to explain things to me. Like I said, I like hearing about that, like the stuff that I don't understand and that I don't use. You know, I don't really know people who work in electronics, so I don't know anything about it, but I love hearing about how stuff works. So, like, it is really cool. So thank you for explaining that to me. Hey, Foxy, welcome in. Just wanted to let you know you're here, you're looking and getting ready for the day. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm feeling better about my artwork again, Foxy. Like I've just been saying, I've kind of been out of it for a while. So it's been weird starting to draw on stream. I feel okay about it right now. So far, my art streams, I haven't messed up spectacularly yet. It probably will happen eventually. So there's that. It'll happen, yeah. If I keep streaming art long enough, I'm going to do something insanely horrible, and I will regret it. But yeah, so far so good. And that's how you feel about art. I also feel that way about painting. I do not work in colors well. I've always, for any artwork that I'm doing, I think in lines, and I'm just blown away by the people who can paint. I'm blown away by the people who can kind of like make a quick sketch and then paint over the sketch, and it's flippin' gorgeous. And I don't know how brains do that. It's magic to me. It's really cool. But I saw that you were streaming yesterday, Foxy, and I'm sorry I was not able to come in and see what was going on, so I hope your stream went well yesterday.
Moth, if you're there, this is such a good idea. I don't remember if you left or not, but this is great. Ooh, this feels awesome.
What's the little plant? That little plant. And the long boy. Long boy snake. Oh, did you have pellets? Instead of stuffing, are those pellets, Foxy? I have never worked with weighted pellets before, and I've wanted to. I have them on my Amazon list, just so I don't forget that I want to try it sometime. I would much rather find it like at a craft store and use a coupon and get them a little bit cheaper. You didn't finish. You spilled the rice. Oh, it's with rice. Okay. I've used rice before. I'm always nervous about using rice because I'm so scared that someone's going to get it wet, or they'll be like, oh no, I got a dirt on this amigurumi, and they put it in the wash, and then like the rice goes through the wash. But yes, I've used rice before. I've never used the pellets. I really want to try that sometime. That's an interesting clip that was chosen. All right. I think before I get any lower here, I'm going to work on the khopesh and the arm holding the khopesh, because I don't think I'm adding anything to this. I wonder. I bet I have the Halloween set from last time. Last time they did Halloween cards, I did not do a base card. I only did sketch cards, which actually I can pull up and show you, because I had a few that I had saved that were like some of my favorites. I could show you those again. Hang on, I have all of my card sets like down here. Let me see if I can find Halloween. There is, actually I don't want to put things on this just in case there's weird stuff on the back. This was my card from, what was Halloween 4, was last year. It's part of, oh, there's Halloween, cool. So I can show you, oops, show you what some other people did for base cards. Because like I said, I did not do a base card. The last Halloween set was 2019. So stuff like this. I don't know why these are... Huh. Usually the cards don't get curly like that. This looks like a creepy scarecrow. Oh, Craig Young. Yep. And Frank Kadar. Gina Peppersack. I can get it away from some of the shiny shines. Hui Trong did a Hellhound, Gargoyle by Norvian Basio. Jamie Snell did a Headless Horseman. Andre Toma did, is this like a swamp thing? Swamp Monster, yes. I like that. I like all the skulls. More swamp monsters need more skulls. It's pretty cool. I like that a lot. I have a hard time coming up with monsters like that. Like just creating a monster and like forming it out of weird random creepy parts. Tony Perna. Tony Perna and his wife Elaine are the people who run this company. It's Perna Studios that I like to do work for. And they're amazing people and amazing artists, both of them. Achilles did a neat werewolf. Again, I'm sorry about the glare. That's a pretty cool werewolf. So people did these in different styles. Like this one has minimal hatching. This one is, oh, Benjamin Glendenning. I like his stuff. Minimal, like hatching for the spider stuff. Mostly it is spot blacks. This has more detail and more hatching. Again, like he would have made this very large and it was shrunk down for this small thing. Let me see, this one is probably the one I saw that has the most ink wash kind of stuff. So there's kind of like the grade wash up at the top. So I'm going to do something more like this. Something that has a little bit more of the wash in it. But yeah, those were the, where did I think of? Those are the cards that were base cards for the last Halloween set. at some point, I actually need to go back through my sets. Like, these are all the base cards from each set that I have worked on with Perna Studios. Actually, these are all the Halloween themed ones, and I have another very large stack that's all the non-Halloween themed ones. I've put them in the running for giveaways for long enough that I actually need to refresh my little stack of available cards. Oops. Yeah, so like some of the cards that I have, and again, like some of my favorites are the ones that already got claimed for giveaways. But this is the one from the most recent set, which was Elementals. So it was, you know, like fire, water, air, earth themed characters that you make up. Classic mythology. This was the goddess Pinga from the Inuit mythology. And then some Halloween stuff. This one was fun because, again, I did it at a larger size, and I tried to hide a few little things in there that were just kind of visually interesting. So like little eyeballs up there at the top. This is supposed to be a mirror. I don't know if it reads as it, but it was supposed to be a mirror with some like creepy ghost boy angry reflection. There's a, let's see. Sorry, I should have. There is a doll who's, come on, Hugh, focus. There we go. This is a doll whose head popped off and the head's in the jar. There's like an old baby carriage with like eyeballs there. There's the sewing mannequin with a scissors in the shoulder and blood running down it. There's just a random pool of blood. There's some fingerprints in the mirror there. There's a noose hanging there. Like blood at the bottom of the curtain. So like I tried to hide like a little fun stuff. What's up?
I just had this great idea for our lunches. So
okay, let's talk about that when it's lunchtime, okay? It's not even 9 o'clock yet.
Oh, are you showing them your drawings?
Yep. So this was one that I'd shown before. This is a really old one. This is like one of the first ones I did. So this is one that they like to do different, like kind of novelty cards. So this one's like a see-through thing, basically. That's from the fairy tale thing. So I did the Pied Piper because rats. I love rats. My first Halloween set, I got to do zombies, which was super fun. Yeah, I love this dude. I love the grave robber. I had a lot of fun making this too, and I actually still have the original for this one also. I have the original for this one, I have the original for this, I still have the original for this, and for this. So these are the ones I still have to sell the originals on. But we'll get there someday. We'll get there. Yeah, I'm gonna need to go through my sets, and when they send me the base cards out of each set that I worked on, I get about 10 copies of the base card that I made. So I'd never done anything with them before because I haven't done conventions since 2006 was my last convention I went to. Otherwise I'd like offer it there. But yeah, giveaways on Twitch are the first thing I've ever thought of that like, hey, I could like give them away. I can actually do something with them rather than just hang on to 10 of each card that I've made. All right, ooh, mummies. Mummies, mummies, mummies. And put the fan on. Probably once I'm done with the ink wash, I'm going to go through again with the Micron or the multi-liner. I guess I'm just used to working with Microns for years and years, and I will kind of shore up the lines again. Do one last pass on the lines. I'm trying to think of contingency plans for if that photo P thing online doesn't work out. Man, I don't know. Till my friend moved, I was actually considering if I really, really needed to, I could see if I could use my friend's old copy of Photoshop, which I think they're still using. But now they're in a different state, so that ain't gonna work. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Hey, Mira Stepper. Welcome in. Good morning. Let me get some more of this done so I feel good about the Monday deadline. Because this one's the Monday deadline, and the Dungeons & Dragons cards are the, what, Friday? Yep, Friday. Next Friday, not this Friday. All right, Steve and Angelico, you need to say goodnight. Thank you so much again for the raid. I do need to go, actually, let me open up your stream channel, because I actually really want to see what you were working on. So I'm going to open that up and have a look at your VOD. But thank you again for the raid. I hope you have a good night. And yeah, thank you. It was good to meet you. Thank you for bringing your community. All right, I'll switch to the thinner pen. And I did bring the caterpillar. I can actually grab the caterpillar, and then if a few more people come in later, I can bring them back out then. But I just want to show you how much bigger this caterpillar got. If you remember how big he was the last time we showed him, he has gone through his last... Come on, buddy. Ah! You just pooped, buddy. You pooped. Come on. You're fine. Kiddo, what's up?
There's this huge huge spider on the wall.
Oh, good.
It's on the living room wall. It's not a daddy wall.
You're fine. I know. I scared you. You're fine though. All right. He's scared, and he's got to poop. So, but here's how big he got. We just cleaned him out again this morning, and when they get to this size, they literally just eat and poop nonstop. So yeah, he was just cleaned out this morning, and he's been working on more stuff. I know, he's very cute. This one is Munchie, and we also have one named Shakespeare. That's only only a little bit smaller than this guy is. No, don't bother him. I'm already bothering this guy. I'm already bothering this guy here. That's so big. Want to get back on here? I know. Look at
with your poop.
I know. He's got his poop. There you go. Sorry.
He has the poop.
I know he did. I know he did. So yeah, here he is. So he will keep eating. He will keep getting a bit bigger than this, but you know he's basically there. Like I said before, it's probably going to be maybe even like 2 days or so until he does his chrysalis.
He's been eating a lot.
Looks amazing and terrifying. He's okay. He's okay. He's not too spooky. He wants to know why I don't taste good. Huh.
I know.
But yes, this is Munchie. I know I'm going to put you back on the leaf. You're going to be angry at me.
Yes, do that. That's
There you
much
go.
easier.
Why don't you climb on there? You'll
I'll
be
have
very
to
happy
get you
with
a
life.
new leaf before
I know,
before dinner now.
We need to get him a new leaf. He's been munching. He got this leaf right before I went to bed last night, and that's where the poop come from. He eats everything and it comes out the other end. So I'm gonna
And the
close
poop
this.
doesn't even smell.
No, poop doesn't smell. I'm still gonna wash my hands since it was on my hand. So I'm gonna wash my hands and I'll be back in a minute. So I will be right back. This one, oh yes, I should have said as I was showing. He's a monarch caterpillar and he's going to turn into a monarch butterfly. On Monday we just had our first monarch butterfly come out of the chrysalis for this season. Last year was the first year that we were raising monarch caterpillars, and we basically hang on to them and feed them until they become butterflies, and then we release them.
The monarch butterfly's name was Chewy.
That's true. They only eat milkweed. So we have milkweed in our backyard, so we bring in milkweed for them to eat. And they, there are like bugs, and sometimes the caterpillars actually will eat other caterpillars. But since the monarch butterflies are now listed as endangered, we're just basically trying to get them to the butterfly stage without being eaten by other insects, and
Wait, what?
and it's fun.
How many do we have now? 8, 9?
We have 8. We have 8 caterpillars and 1 egg.
So we have 9 caterpillars.
You're terrified of moths, but butterflies are nice though. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Monarchs are just so pretty. And when the monarch came out of the chrysalis on Monday, for a few hours while they gain strength and figure out their new butterfly body, they basically just hang out. And they don't fly for a few hours. So when they come out of their chrysalis, you can let them hang upside down from your finger, and you'll just have a monarch butterfly hanging on your finger for as long as you want it to, and you can transfer it to another hanging surface whenever you're done with it. But yeah, they're just chill. They'll just hang out. So if you ever wanted to look at a butterfly close up, that is such an amazing opportunity to do it.
So beautiful when the
it is very beautiful. All right, I'm going to wash my hands since he was walking over me with a poop on his butt. I will be right back.
The poop on his butt.
And he did. That's what he did. Okay, clean. Clean. Yeah, Raven, I know. Dissolving and reforming into a new body, just randomly. Crazy animal. And apparently retaining some memories, like the basics of their memory and who they are, even as they're a pile of goo in the chrysalis. And it's so weird watching them become the chrysalis, too. If you've never seen that, you should look up a time-lapse video of them turning into the chrysalis. Because the chrysalis is basically just their body. They slough off, they hang from their butt upside down, they make a little J shape, and just all of the skin, kind of comes off. They, shrug out of their skin slowly, and they just, turn into this, green blob. And then the green blob forms into the chrysalis. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really, really cool. Yeah, they are. It is fun. It is so fun. Actually, what I should try to do is, if I bring Munchie back out on stream later, I should get one of the little baby caterpillars that's only a few days old, and show you the difference in size between a brand new caterpillar and Mr. Munchie, who's basically at the end of being a caterpillar. Is really cool. It's just crazy. And we actually have 1 egg also. So the egg probably will not hatch for another day or so because it's still all white. And the very tip of the egg will turn black before they're ready to hatch, and it has not done that yet. That egg I got by accident because I went out to get more leaves so I could feed the caterpillars that we do have, and I didn't even think to look at the bottom of the leaf, because usually when I'm out looking for caterpillars or for eggs to bring inside, like, you have to look at so many leaves before you find anything. So I just like walked out, randomly grabbed a leaf, and when I was walking back to the house, I looked at the bottom of it, the underside of it, and there's a little tiny white egg. So I didn't plan on having that egg, but now I do. Oops, that wasn't supposed to happen either. We'll fix it in post. Alright, I'm gonna have to redo the knuckles a little bit on this. The knuckle is not there. There we go. That's what I want you to do. Alright. One of the parts I do not like is trying to get nice smooth lines on an arc. So we'll see how this goes. This is the part I'm not looking forward to, and I'm sorry, I'm like trying to see around the arm of my camera. I need to see if there's a way that I can flip the image 180, or rotate the image 180, so that if I could have that arm be on the other side of the camera, that would be great. And there probably is a way to do that I just do not know about. All right. Accepting child trades? Oh, you don't want to do a child trade. You do not want to do a child trade. I mean, I'm sure you have your own really good horror stories, but... It would be fun for a day, though. For, like, one day. Because my kid and most of the kids that we've had for play dates and stuff, like, the parents agree, like, oh, my kid is so much better behaved for, you know, another person or the teacher or whatever than at home. So I guess that would work out if you did like a short-term trade, and so the child is still in their good behavior mode. That could work out for everyone. Mine too, Mirror Stepper. Yep. And I mean, she's a good kid too, but man, you know what I'm talking about. You know. But yeah, that might actually work out for everyone. For a short-term trade, before they start to get surly in their new environment. Any good stories, Mirror Stepper? What is the reason for this trade? What I'd like to do there. I'd like to. Let's see if I can make this work. Mostly they're just trying to kill each other. And occasionally, yeah, okay. Granted. Yep. Yeah. Sounds on brand for the children's. When do you have school starting again? We have the 29th as our start date, and yay. But like I said before too, when my kiddo is starting back at school, I am planning on going back to a 3-day-a-week schedule, and then I can be a little bit more, you know, I always used to try to be really punctual about, like, I'm starting at this time, I am definitely doing these days every single week so people know when to expect me. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that again, because I have to be a little bit more loosey-goosey in the summer. 25th or 26th, nice. Did they get to meet their teachers already? Like, are they excited? I think for now, mine's kind of doing the lip service of like, oh, boo, school. But like for the most part, she really does enjoy school, and she has, you know, she loves her friends there, but she's a good student. She likes having projects to do. She loves helping in the classroom, so it'll be a good thing for her too when she starts up at school again. Your oldest did, and she is. Oh, good. Yeah, mine gets severe case of nerves at the end of and beginning of each year, because at the end of each year, she's like my teacher was the best teacher, and she'll never be my teacher again because now I'm, you know, out of this grade and I'm going to this grade. And, you know, it's the end of the world because she loved her teacher so much, which is a great thing. She's had amazing teachers. And so, like, each year I try to remind her, it's like, you feel like this at the end of each year. That's awesome. That means you had a really good teacher. But, like, every year you're so nervous about next year. And next year you get a really good teacher and you love your new teacher. So, yeah, we already went through the whole, oh, you know, I'll never have Mrs. Kelly again. Hey, Janston, Pickle. Happy time zones, people. Yes, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. I'm trying to figure out wrappings on this aged lady. Really should have been a little bit more concerned about having to draw a million bandages when I signed up to do the mummy card. I have a solid history of just kind of being like, it'll be fine, I'll figure it out. That's a future fee problem. And then future fee is not amused. Your youngest has to get, a TB test before you can finish registering. She gets it on Friday. Wow, huh. Is she not feeling well? Like, are they testing to see if the vaccine is still active, or... Huh. Because I know some of those vaccines you need to get the booster because it wears out over time. I don't remember a TB test, though. Let's see. Need to texture these a little bit more too. Again, that's something I can do a little bit before I do the ink wash, but I think I'll do most of it after the ink wash is done. No, it is standard. Oh, okay. And registering for kindergarten was one of the most stressy things that I've done, because the school that we were in when my daughter got into kindergarten, like, they just weren't good about giving you information. And it's like, I've never done this before. I don't know what to do, or like, how do I start the process? It was really hard to get a hold of someone and get everything started up. And now I don't remember like half of the things that I had to do. Actually, one of the things that I need to remember to do is, my daughter had her annual pediatrician visit last month, and I'm pretty sure the old pediatrician that we had would just like electronically send the records from that year's visit to the school. So the school nurse has all the records on files that they're healthy, they're taken care of, that they're up to their vaccinations and everything. And this one's just like, oh yeah, no, we don't do that. You have to give this to the school nurse. I'm like, and then she handed me like a paper copy. I'm like, do I walk into the school and give it to the nurse, or do I scan it and give it to the nurse? And if I scan it and give it to the nurse, why can't you just send the digital copy of this to the school? I don't know. So I have to get in touch with the school and see how they want it. You're cutting it close. Yeah. I do that with like every freaking thing that I do. I end up cutting it close a lot. It's all worked out. It's all good. Okay, how do I want this to be? We have to do everything too. Ah. Trying to add like a piece of cloth here because I wanted to close the shape that I made with the khopesh and the thigh. Like, it makes this weird closed shape that I don't like, even though it doesn't connect with the knee on this side. Don't quite like what it was doing visually. No wonder you have chronic anxiety and depression. Or do I cut it close because you have chronic anxiety and depression? Chicken, egg. I agree. Yeah. I kind of wonder similar with myself. I don't have chronic anxiety, but there are definitely, yeah, there's things where I don't know, am I feeling this way because I have this behavior, or do I have this behavior because I'm feeling this way? I've definitely had several low points, and things have kind of sucked in several respects. But after quitting that one job as the manager of the corn maze and the farmers market, all that stuff, and how they treated me, I had never had a panic attack before working with that woman, and I quit 2 years ago. Yeah, almost exactly 2 years ago, I think. Yeah. And I haven't had a panic attack since, or anxiety attack. Yep, that was a good decision. I'm still just amazed and appalled at how some people think they can treat other people. Cannot wrap my head around it. Like, as a person who has had self-worth issues all of my life, it's especially foreign to me. Of like, I have to convince myself that it's like, I'm just as good as other people. Dang it. So for people to treat people so poorly, I cannot fathom. Like, how do you feel that's okay? You're doing good with anxiety, but it's come back. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope will the start of the school year be helpful? Like, just to kind of have some quiet time, and hopefully quiet time. I just don't know what I want to do with this mess of like bandages and stuff down here. So I know I want this, like a skirt kind of thing to peek through here and there. So this might kind of be fun if I did the element in the back. Also, absolute pro tip, if you are drawing things and you don't like drawing background, flowy dresses and random like shawls and scarves are a great way to like block out the background, so it's like, oh, I don't have to draw that little section. Pro tip. Super professional. That might not work with this, but we can try it. And what I think I'm going to end up doing with this is, you can barely see my lines. There's like a vertical line, horizontal line all around. It's about half an inch of space between the line and each edge, and that's my bleed edge. So I'm going to make this work all the way out to the edges of the cardstock, of the Bristol cardstock. That helps with printing, to make sure that when things are printed, it doesn't kind of cut anything off. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Mira, I think I'm good with that trade. I think I'd like to do the trade now. This is quite a morning, apparently. Boy. Maybe spinning is great for it, but the wool allergy is stopping you until the new fiber comes in. What kind of fiber can you spin with if you can't use the wool? It should be here tomorrow or Friday, and it should help more. Nice. And how's the spinning? I know Monday, I think it was Monday at the end of the stream, you said that your kiddo was trying to get you to do some more spinning. How did that go? Are there amazing, beautiful things happening? So I hope there are amazing, beautiful things happening. You suck at it, but it makes you feel relaxed. It seems like it would be relaxing, like just having the wheel spinning, like just constant, just the circular ongoing motion in front of you. Like it seems like it would make like kind of a nice sound, and just the feel, like when I'm knitting or crocheting, just the feel of the yarn going through my fingers is just so, it's peaceful, it's grounding. Yeah, knitting or spinning seems like it would be like that too. I really do want to try it sometime. You ordered flax and tencel? I don't know what tencel is. Ooh, alpaca and bamboo. I am using, I think I put them over there. I'm using a bamboo and wool blend. It's Lana Bamboo by Cascade Yarns. I just made, these are what I talked about before when I said I was making the fingerless mittens. And the color isn't quite right here. But I was making the fingerless mittens and it was like 90 degrees outside. So I don't know, I'm not, I don't know, it's not my favorite colorway, but I also have this in kind of like a gray and purple. It's not a speckle, it's not a heather, but it's not exactly variegated either, so I don't know what you'd call it. And these are my hand forms that I use when I sell at the market, because that way, because some of these things, when you knit them, they look very just flat and blah. And some of the stuff, when you're working with just plain wool, it will like shrink down so it looks like it would fit a doll and not an actual human being. So by doing the hand form, it spreads it out so you can see the pattern a bit better. You can see it looking like a hand shape. It's been awesome, actually, these hand forms. I traced my hand on this Bristol board and I cut it out by hand, which is a pain in the butt. But it's been good. Oh, and I still have these. I have to put these in hand forms too. These are the dragon scale fingerless gloves that I've been working on. And I haven't made any in a while. But these I like how they came out. So I have that, and I have like a red fiery one. So I'm excited. I've never had these dragon scale gloves at the market before. So I'm curious to see what people will think and how they'll do. Oh, and I'm making more. I probably won't sell many of these in August, but I'm making more of these. Let's pick you up so you can actually see. I'm making more of these pumpkins. So they have an actual pumpkin stem from a mini pumpkin that I just hot glue in there. But these are cute, and I get to pick a lot of different colors. So I've been making more of these again. Oh, thank you, Janny. Yeah, they were really fun to make, and it was fun to pick out colors for them too. The dragon scale gloves. It was super fun. I was able to pick through a bunch of those color changing yarns, and yeah, I wanted that kind of like that, like, I would make everything blue if I could. So I had to do like a blue, and I was like, oh, it's like a water dragon. And then the other ones are, you know, fiery, fire dragon, hooray. But those were fun, so I hope they sell because I want to make more. And the dragon scale pouches. I still have to do the drawstring for the dragon scale pouches because I've never sold those at the market before either. I've never, I started making them after my Mother's Day market in May, and I've never made them before. So I've you know, I don't know. I don't know if people will think they're cool but they won't buy them, which happens sometimes, or if they'll actually sell. I also haven't priced them yet. I have to price everything still. I hate that. Mirror stepper in the superwash wool to see if the extra processing help. I love superwash wool. Like I don't have any issues with wool. with my skin, I don't have any allergies. But yeah, the difference between superwash wool and, fuzzy wool is huge. I hope that works for you. I do love handling superwash wool. Yeah, I hope that works. I think that works without being too visually crazy. I think. You bought a new thermometer? It is reading all of us in the 97s, which seems unlikely. Yeah, I got a thermometer because we would have to send in a thermometer reading every single morning in 2021 for my daughter's school. So in order to send your child into school, you had to send in their temperature every single morning, and you had to answer the questions of, are they having symptoms, this. And yeah, my thermometer sucked, but it was pretty consistent in how it sucked. So basically I could be like, okay, so it's like 2 degrees off. And it seemed to work just fine like that. But it did still feel a little bit weird because like you're signing that, like, I swear this is true, this information that you're sending in. I'm like, well, technically my thing didn't read this temperature, but since I know how to like change it, since I know how to read it, I don't know how to say the thing. But yeah, you like add 2 degrees and that's the real temperature. Words, baby. I don't know them. Don't know them. I'll figure out words someday. Raven, you're heading out now. Have a great day and stream, everyone. All right, thank you. You too. I hope you have a relaxing afternoon chill time. And thanks for coming in. I probably will not be streaming on Friday, but hopefully see you next week. One or more of them will not aggravate me. As far as you know, you are only allergic to actual wool. Oh, I hope that's where I wanted it to be, because it's there now. It is there in ink. It'll be fine. I overthink this stuff too much. Like line by line, I'm like, I've destroyed the whole thing with this one line. But I haven't. I do wish I was better at folds of cloth, at drawing like drapey clothing and whatnot. My friend is amazing at it, and they are amazing at curly hair, like real curly hair. Oh, they do the most amazing curls. And hands. And everything, really. Still have to figure out where this leg is going to kind of disappear into space. I think this mostly works like that, but I also don't really like it. That might work better. Actually, that does work a bit better. Move it up a bit, but I can't move it up much. If I hadn't inked the Khopesh, then I could have had a little more wiggle room. But actually, once this has ink wash on it, the leg will go further back in space because I will make the leg darker than the khopesh. So it won't read as this like one solid shape as badly when it is inked. Right, this is the part that I do not want to do. I don't want to deal with it. Yay, I made it work. I hate doing curved lines. Hate it. It worked out though. Cool. You're not born with any kind of arts. Dude, the music, Danny. The music. The music, the voice. I wish I had a voice. Like if I had a musical voice, one of my friends in high school had such a gorgeous singing voice. And you know, I know we all have our own gifts and stuff, and like I can do things she can't do. She can do things I can't do. I got it. But like, man, I wish I could sound like that. So, and I really do at some point. I would like to learn an instrument again. I haven't played anything in so long, and what I used to play in high school, I used to play the flute. I wouldn't remember how to do it. I don't even know if it would come back to me easily or not. It's been so long. But man, I always wanted to learn guitar. And I wanted to learn piano too, because my mom would play the organ for the church sometimes. She was like the backup organist. And we had like a small organ in our house, and like she wouldn't teach me. Like she would give me her old books from like the 60s when she learned how to play, and she would like, here, you can teach yourself. And I would kind of like, I figured a few things out. I could only get myself to play with my right hand. I tried to do, you know, actual playing with both hands like you're supposed to do, and I couldn't find a way to get myself to teach myself how to actually play piano with both hands as you're supposed to do. You draw fine, textured hair is tough. Yeah. You're musically creative, but not arty in the slightest. Music is gorgeous. Like, I wish I had some musical creativity. Darth, you have no gift. The god wasn't so sharing. Playing the organ is such a skill, being able to coordinate your different limbs to do different things. The one we had at home, I believe it had only 3 foot pedals. It had two tiers, 2 tiers of actual keys, and then it had the 3 foot pedals, and it had whatever the, you know, not like a straight stick of a pedal that you push down on with your foot, but like, it had to have done something with volume. That when you push the front of your foot down, kind of like for a sewing machine, when you press the front of your foot down, you'd increase the volume, I think. But I cannot remember at this point. It's been forever. Been a long time. Volume swell pedal. Okay, whoa, that's weird. So, AutoMod was concerned about your post, Janny, but it wasn't swell, it was pedal. Pedal was not good. I'm trying to think of why. I don't know why. I was like, oh, must be swell. Nope, they were upset about pedal. Tessie, good morning. Welcome in. Good morning, good morning. How is your day going, Tessie, so far? Working on this thing. Trying to figure out what I want the lines to do. And then the worst part is going to be when I'm done with the actual mummy, I have to figure out what the background is going to be. I have rough ideas. It's going to be just kind of like a tomb kind of thing, so a lot of stone. I don't really know what I want it to do. I might have to sketch out. I can try to plan the background by sketching out like okay, like here's my card, and we've got the column there, so like that part's going to be blocked off for a foreground element. We've got the mummy here like this, and she's doing her thing. So she's basically blocked out in this section. So if I have like a little piece like that, and I don't have to worry about the foreground here, I can sketch things in this really small square and be like, okay, like do I want an arch? Do I want like a dark arch here? Do I want more square shapes? Like I can start blocking things out, and that's probably how I'm going to plan the background, because I don't know. I don't like doing the backgrounds. I never have. I should, but I don't. I'm a bad person. Don't be like Fee. Don't be like Fee. I need to start darkening up some of these lines, because they are foreground lines. Okay. What are we at? We're at 9:40. I think I can do the leg without messing things up too badly. I'm still not quite sure what I want to do underneath the khopesh. Alright, and that'll be skin. That's the other thing I hate keeping track of when I'm inking, is if I've got like a crisscross element like this, trying to keep track of kind of like how I inked the collarbone through where this is supposed to go. So I have to keep track of like, okay, what was on top of what, so I know what to ink and what not to touch. Like this I want to be solid, so I won't ink that little leggy line. But actually that looks like it is not solid, but I'm not going to ink that because that's going to be like a little skirt thing. There. So that'll be like that. You have a Deviantart account. I wish I remembered my password. I've forgotten so many passwords over the years, so many things. I haven't updated my Deviantart in forever. I've been looking into getting a additional Instagram account so that I can start posting the artwork that I do on Instagram, since I actually seem to be moving forward with art again, as I'd hoped, but I wasn't sure if I could count on myself to do it. Yeah, for some reason, my Instagram account doesn't like any of my passwords, so now I'm concerned that if I accidentally get kicked out of, or logged out of my Instagram account, I don't know if I'm getting back in. Like, I don't know. Won't go into super password discussions online, because that's probably not smart, but yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do this now. But my Deviantart, I still do have a password for. I have a Tumblr that I haven't touched, and I think even longer than I haven't. Like, I still posted a few things on Deviantart after I had basically abandoned Tumblr, but all the art is still up on Tumblr. And I don't know if I still have the Tumblr password or not. I also don't know how many people even use Tumblr anymore, so I don't know if that's something that's worth going back to and posting in. Darth, you got it! You got it! That's exactly what it was. How did you know? How did you know it? Oh, thank you, Tezzy. Looks good. Thank you. I'm happy with how it is so far. Like I said, I am not sure what I'm doing for the background yet, so I would be far happier with it if I had the background plugged in already. We'll get there. It'll happen. It'll happen. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Totally fine. I actually like her little cobra, like, bitey head ornament. Bitey. I know like, I tried to walk a line between looking at actual, like, authentic ancient Egyptian wear and ornamentation and all this stuff, but then I also tried, I mean, it's for Halloween. It is the walking undead, so I wasn't going for, like, perfect historical accuracy. But I wanted to at least have a hint of, like, not just, like, any old thing. So, yeah. I like its little bitey face, though. Gianni, you're hoping this time next week you'll be checking out and buying a new ukulele. Oh, yeah, I remember you saying you were thinking about that. Actually, on your last stream, Gianni, someone had brought up they wanted you to, like, go to like, a music festival or something. I've wondered, like, for a while, in my arts markets and farmers markets, there's always a live musician. So it's a wide variety of stuff. Sometimes it's like a group of multiple people. Sometimes it's like a single dude with a guitar. Have you ever done anything like that? Because that would be amazing. Like, having you as a live performer at a venue like that would be so cool. I've been curious if you've done something like that or if you would ever do something like that. Obviously, I am not in a position where I'd ever be able to go and see you perform if you did, but I've been curious. Seeing as plane tickets is expensive. Plane tickets is expensive. You've never done anything like that, but it would be totally cool. It'd be cool. You would be amazing at it. Like, you have such just, like, good vibes. Like I could see you really having fun. Like, especially at the arts markets, kids, especially young kids, will go seek out the musician, and they'll just kind of, like, dance to the music for a while, and they are so cute, and that's so fun. So fun. But yeah, when I watch your stream, I always, because that's my experience with live performances, mostly. I'm always like, man, he'd be awesome at that. Ooh, and a hydrate. Hydrate. Thank you. I need more tea, or I need new tea. I need tea that is warm and fresh. It's still good, though. It's tea, so it must be good. I think my hubby is going out for a run, and I need to figure out if I can go out for a run today. It's been so hot, I've not been able to do it, like, at all. Yeah, I'd feel really good to go out for a run again. I haven't been off it for so long that it will be, like, you know, difficult to get back into it. It's only been about, like, 2 weeks of non-consistent running, so basically my body should just view it as a little break rather than, like, hey, we forgot how to run. We forgot how to use oxygen. This is gonna suck. Have fun. Oh man, on my last run, I don't know, I don't remember what day it was. It might have been like Saturday or Sunday, first thing in the morning. It was first thing in the morning. I rolled out of bed. I went for a run immediately before it got just nasty hot. It was already humid. It was already, like, just thick and gross and warm and blah. But I live in the woods, basically, in the woods, and there was a deer. There was a mom deer and her little baby deer, and they were hanging out in the road as I came running up upon them, and they were unsure of what they should do with themselves when they saw me coming. So I kind of slowed down, and because I didn't want to freak them out, I didn't want to, like, keep running right at them, so I kind of slowed down and kept walking, like, right toward them. And the baby deer actually started kind of, like, walking toward me a little bit, like, what are you even? The mom was concerned. Eventually they ran off, but that was fun. I love running into stuff. Do you hear my cat? It's my cat. Isis! Isis, are you very poor? This is what she does. When the humans leave the house, she gets her stuffed giraffe toy, and she makes that noise all around the house, carrying her giraffe with her. Isis! Isis! You dum-dum, come on. She's just standing outside my doorway with the giraffe, crying. She's a very strange cat. She's so weird. We love her, but she's weird. Could go get her and show her to you and make her really angry. Please don't love me. Don't pet me. Don't love me. That's horrible. Bad cat. Character. That cat is a butthead. Her character is being a butthead. I love her, but she is a butthead. Let's see. What I want to do with that. I'll show the leg is wrapped, but I don't want it to make it look like a mistake, like I accidentally carried that down through the dress, since that transition will be hidden by the khopesh. I think I'm getting toward the end of inking the actual body, and I'm going to have to figure out the background. Other thing I should do is this, so that I don't forget. Draw something weird in there. That, show through like that. Had to order groceries from the far Target, not the close one, and you are salty. Uh-oh. Yeah, we have a far Target and a close Target. Definitely have preferences. Is it super far? Is it a pain in the butt to get to, or is it just kind of like, I like the other one better? Because to be fair, I would be equally salty about, like, I shouldn't have to travel that far versus I just don't want to be there. this little thing. Not just kind of far. It is a trek, is it? A trek out to the target? An expedition? Hey, Thrifty, good morning! I saw your new cat photo. Oh, Waffles. Waffles, was she yelling at you in that photo? She looked like she might be telling you something very important in that photo. But good morning, Thrifty. How are you doing? We are working with the mummies. I think that's going to look like that. I'm going to leave that alone for a minute, though. And I also want to look up motif. See if there's something I can pop in there that won't look crazy out of place. You're doing good. Love the butterflies. Oh man. Actually, yes, I can go grab Munchie the caterpillar. Munchie the caterpillar has probably about 2 days or so before he's going to make his chrysalis. And when he's ready to make his chrysalis, he's going to stop munching and he's going to start traveling. For the most part, the caterpillars, the monarch caterpillars, don't leave their milkweed until they're ready to transform. So once he starts going on his little expedition, I'm going to transfer him to this big mesh enclosure that we have. And what he should do at that point is go all the way up to the top and hang upside down and make his chrysalis. But actually, if I'm going to grab the caterpillar here, I should actually grab one of the tiny baby caterpillars too, just to show you the difference between these weirdos. Dude, man, what is it with you and poops, my good sir? He is holding on to a poop, and he was doing the same when I showed him last time too. Munchie, you're a weird one. All right. I'm going to put that there. So there's Munchie. Let me go get one of the Harrys. We have 6 tiny baby caterpillars right now, and they're all named Harry because they're all in the same thing, and we can't keep track of them, so they're all Harry. So I'm going to go grab Harry, and I'm going to show you what a newly hatched caterpillar looks like compared to this dude who's almost done growing. He has a tiny bit more growth to do, but not much. Oh, and Mirror Stepper, half the reason you went to the far target got canceled anyway in the order, particular chicky nuggies. Yeah, I get mad. Usually that happens to me with yarn. I would be extra mad if that happened to me with food, though. I hate food shopping. Hate it. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mirror Stepper. Yeah, basically. Harry 1, Harry 2, Harry 3, Harry 4, Harry 5, Harry 6. All right. I realize I probably should have said again, like, I'll be right back before I just disappeared, because I just kind of, like, took off. So here is Munchie, who is almost ready to think about chrysalises, and that tiny little thing right there is what Harry looked like probably, maybe, when did they hatch? I probably put it in Discord. Let me see if I wrote down. 3 of the 6 eggs have just hatched, and that was August 6th. So this guy probably came out on the 8th, since he's the smallest. So yeah, this guy's probably about 2 days old, this tiny little dude here. Let me see if we can do. Oh, there he is. He has gone through his first, he shed his first skin. He actually might have gone through 2 already, because their first ones seem to be really close together. But you can see he's like little black nubbies where his antennae are going to be, and the black spot is his head, down at the bottom there. I'm just working on that. So this is him. I'm going to keep them in a separate thing when I put them away. And here's Munchie. He's been a weird guy. I've been really nervous about him. When he did his last shed a few days ago, he went off and was like upside down on the top of his enclosure, like they usually do when they're doing a chrysalis. And I was really worried about him because he definitely wasn't ready to do that yet. He gets twitchy. So yeah, I don't know if I'm just making him upset and he's not happy, or if there's actually something that like he's not quite right, because that happens. It does, really. But I mean, to be fair, I get twitchy, so I feel you, Munchie. But when they get this big, I will let my daughter, like if her hands are clean, I let her like hold them, and they'll just kind of crawl all over your finger. So yeah, this is Munchie. Munchie actually did bring on stream on Monday, and he has grown a bunch since Monday. In like just 2 days, he's done massive growth. And I don't know exactly when he hatched, because he's the one that I found as a small caterpillar. I didn't bring him in as an egg. All of the other caterpillars that we've had so far, I brought in as an egg. Which was kind of strange, because I usually don't, I'm not used to finding eggs. And when they're this small, I don't handle them at all. Just, I don't know. They're tiny. I don't need to do that to them. But he needs a new leaf. I gave him this leaf before I went to bed last night. This was a full, untouched leaf last night when I went to bed. And when I woke up this morning, it was basically this. So he's been eating all night long. But yeah, there is Munchie the caterpillar. And here's Harry number, I don't know, let's say 4. He's one of the Harrys anyway. So I'm going to put these dudes back so I can put Harry with the other Harrys and keep this guy separate. And I will be right back. And back. Doo-doo. Oh, and Gianni, thank you for the lurk. There we go. But yeah, munching on his leaf. But yeah, they're super fun. Super, super fun. And it's been really fun to share them on stream too, especially if, you know, there's only a few days between when I show them. And you can get an idea for how fast they grow. It really has been so fun doing this. This is our second year. Our second year collecting caterpillars, and you know, like I've said before, we just hang on to them while they're caterpillars. We make sure that they are safe, that there are no bugs or anything else that will eat them, because there are other insects that live on the milkweed, and they will eat the caterpillars. But if we can keep them safe until they become butterflies, then hopefully they have a better chance. Hopefully. But yeah, it's super fun for us. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I'm not even really sure what I want to do with the column. Looking at some clothing motifs, which I may or may not use. Just trying to see if there's anything else that I can do where the tunic shows through the bandages, the wrappings. Yeah, I might, I won't add too much. I don't want it to get too busy. I just want something to be a contrast from the wrappings. We can get back to that later. Actually, what else do I have too? Because I'm probably going to have to do a lot of noodling around and sketching to figure out the background. These are ones that we did before. I guess I could mess with that. These are the cards that I need to do. So we could do that for a little bit. Yeah, I don't see much that I want to do that I know what I'm doing on that right now. So actually, in order to do that, I need to open up Yeah, thrifty, absolutely. And thank you everyone for putting up with me when I show like the butterflies and the caterpillars and stuff. It is super fun for me, and I just kind of keep hoping that other people are interested too. All right, I'm going to try to open up my reference material. It's going to take a while because my computer is slow and awful. Let's see, does this need to be? It certainly does need to be focused. It's probably about good there. Okay, let's find the reference folder. Sorry, computer's really slow. It's still trying to find the folder. I know it is riveting. Riveting content. Here we go. That's what I want. If I would stop getting the little beach ball, that would be great. I would like that a lot. To not have a little beach ball. Alright, main characters. We never got additional reference for this, so I think I only have like 2 pictures of this person. So I'm not going to try to be too precious about super small details. Like for the most part, I try not to be too precious about super small details on these art cards anyway, because the art cards themselves are super small. Like her face is basically my thumbnail. There we go. Just need to see in general. So yeah, we'll do this for a bit. Actually, I can also change my thing because we're not doing mummies. That is false advertising. Um, there. Mummy lies. No more mummy lies. I'm working to keep my channel honest. Got some weird sword shape here. You are shaped like that. You don't know why you're shaped like that, but you're shaped like that. And you are just kind of like this. Yup. Mirror Stepper, you're excited you get to see an older friend of ours tomorrow for the first time. That's good. That's nice. That is so nice when you get to see someone. My very good friend back from the seacoast. We still try to do like FaceTime. We try to keep in touch like that, and we do. We do a pretty good job of keeping in touch. But we don't get to see them very often in person. And we're going to try to do one last, like a barbecue get-together on Saturday before, school year starts up and things get busy. So I'm really looking forward to that. She's visiting from Texas, and you're going to go on a nice long hike that ends with donuts. That is the best hike. Hike that ends with donuts. Mm-hmm. You're awful at keeping in touch. I can be. Yeah. Yeah. Confession, I can be bad about keeping in touch too. It doesn't mean I'm not thinking about the person either. Like a good friend, I'll be thinking about them so often through most days. And I don't know. I think part of it with me is, again, the self-worth kind of thing that I mentioned earlier of I don't want to bother them. And then, it just kind of stretches on it's been so long since I've gotten in touch with them. Then I'll feel well, it'd be weird if I just messaged them out of the blue. It wouldn't be weird at all. It would be fine. But my brain says it'd be weird. So I'm I better not. Don't want to be weird. Yeah. I'm trying to be better about that. And I have been. Now I just need to keep being better about that. Yeah, and then it feels weird. Exactly. Yeah, that's how I was with the friend that ended up moving half an hour away from me. I hadn't talked with them in forever, and that's the person who can draw hair amazing, and everything amazing. But yeah, it just kind of stretched on just long enough that I just felt weird reaching out, especially if I didn't have anything particular hey, this thing happened and I want to tell you about this thing. It was just kind of I just want to check in and say hi and I'm thinking of you. And for some reason, my brain kept telling me it would be weird if you just messaged them and said that. And I mean, realistically, it wouldn't be weird at all. If someone messaged me out of the blue that, a good friend messaged me out of the blue and said hey, I just want to see how you're doing. I just want to let you know you're awesome. I'd be oh, thanks, friend. But since it's me doing it, I'm telling myself that would just be weird. Ah, Darth. I'm sure you do. it's much harder. It's been much harder to make like real life friends definitely since growing up, but really since having my daughter. And man, it was really hard, especially since we just moved to a new town. So it's just totally new town. New town. I was a new mother. They're kind of our mom groups, but I quickly found out that like most people have already found their tribe, their village, their whatever. And while they will be nice, it's not like they're going to be mean to you or anything, but like once you're out of sight, you're out of their mind because you're not part of their circle. So that's been really hard. But we found some good people. You're the one that contacts people. Yeah, and actually, I went through a long phase like that where like that's how it felt with any of my friends, where I wouldn't hear from them in forever, and I would be the one who would like, okay, like if we're gonna get together or like anything, it's like I'm the one who has to do the driving, make the move, do the thing. And that got exhausting too. But that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. You have a friend who periodically disappears for long stretches, and in was one of those stretches right now. It's longer than usual, and you're starting to doubt if she'll talk to you. Oh, I'm sorry, Mira Stepper. Yeah, that's hard to figure out too, of, when to kind of just give them space and everything's okay versus, yeah, I know that the kind of doubt creeping in of like, is everything okay? I went through that pretty recently too. That sucked. That really sucked. That was actually with a friend that I'd been friends with since 2008. And just last year, like toward the end of fall, we literally, like, we would talk almost every single day from like 2008 until then. And we literally went from talking every single day to they kind of just disappeared. And once in a while, they would do that. Sometimes they just needed to take a break from things and everyone, and, they'd come back, things would be fine. But yeah, the break went on longer than usual, and I tried to, like, gently, like, hey, peeking in, miss you, hope you're doing good. And, yeah, it was just weird. I don't know. All I can say is I finally got them to speak enough that they confirmed, like, I was like, did I do something? Like a month, 2 months ago, I think. No, just a month ago. I messaged, and I was like, okay, like, I'll try one last time, and if they don't get back to me, I'll just drop it. But I was like, I miss you. Like, it really felt like a breakup through the holidays, even though, they're quote unquote just a friend. Like, I loved that person really seriously, and they did confirm. They're like, no, it was just something I needed to do. Like, apparently they just did a fresh restart of their life, and they just like cut a whole bunch of people out of their life, and that sucked. That wasn't my favorite, but it is what it is, I guess. And by that point, I'd been hurt enough that even if they were like, no, everything's fine, let's be friends again, obviously it would never have been the same. So yeah. Sorry, did not mean to go into all that. I promise I did not mean to go into all that. I've specifically not gone into all that for a few months, and now I've gone into all that. Hey, Kit. Kit, how are you doing? How are the things? How are you feeling? Are you feeling better, Kit? With your laryngitis and double ear infection. I saw that you had posted on Instagram your tile motif. It looks amazing. It looks really cool. I can't wait to see you doing miniatures again. Mira Stepper, you let her know that you'll always be here. her boyfriend, maybe fiance now, says they're buying a new house and they're busy, so I guess, Yeah, I'm sorry. Hope things do work out. It just sucks not knowing, really. I mean, sometimes you get the answer and the answer is not what you wanted, but it's still better than not knowing to me. I do better kind of knowing at least, like, okay, like, here's what happened. Maybe what happened sucks, but okay, that's what happened. Now I know. Darth, the church you used to attend, you had friends that you would hang out with, but you thought they were friends too, but the church is a big cult, and when I left, they ghost you. You're alone and you think nobody... Oh, I'm sorry, Darth. Yeah. Religion is a sticky, strange, and frustrating thing. Absolutely. So, sorry you went through that. Mira, you have complete radio silence from her. There's a reason she might be quiet that is complicated. That is the only reason that you're not dropping hope. So, I hope she reaches out. Hope things are good. Yeah, that haven't found your people yet is, when you find your people, it feels so good. Like I said, it's definitely been harder to do that as an adult. To find the groups that share interests, or, it is harder as a grown up. And I'm sorry. Your people are mostly online. Twitch and Discord. Yeah, the internet, Twitch, some of the art communities that I've been a part of, that has been the best way for me to find people that, other artists that we can bounce ideas off of each other. So stuff like that is the spark that starts a larger friendship or relationship. So I've definitely found the same online. I still would like to find a knitting or crochet group. I know that's not a guarantee that I'll be like super best friends with everyone, hooray! But, again, just that being with creative people, they're doing things that you love to do. There should be at least a few other people who share other similarities or other interests. So I'm still hoping I run into a good group like that down the road. Your Twitch friends know more about me than most people I know in real life. I don't know. I definitely have a lot of friendly acquaintances in real life. Not so much in this town yet, but in the town that we recently moved from. We'd been living in that town for about 10 years. And in those 10 years, partly with me being involved with the market and doing different groups, I was in a meditation group for a while, so I made some friends with these amazing older women. There's just things through the years that I started to kind of meet people, and so it was kind of cool that you know, you'd be walking down the street of this small town and people like, oh, hey, Amy, hey, what's up? And you'd stop